When Joan yells, and I don't mean volume, though volume can be, I mean intent. That is to wound or to shrink. When she lets out this "don't get me started" breath, and her eyes take on this, they're a whole different color when she's angry. When I'm a hateful thing to her. When I'm myself to her, they are lakes left alone with the sun shining in. But when Joan yells, the lake has never seen a sun, and then there's something in those waters that could wrap around your ankle and just pull. When Joan yells, I have this tactic, a sort of flotation device. I go to Svalbard. In my mind, it's a guidance counselor in junior high told me to, in times of extreme stress, to think of the most peaceful place there was. So first I thought of the school library. No one bothered you there, and the air smelled like printer paper. And I could sit in the cool quiet and just breathe. And imagining myself there, it helped. But then this girl, this very pretty older girl, came up to me in the library while I was eating lunch, and she asked me on a date. And I, somewhat bewildered, said yes. And then behind the stacks, her friends burst out laughing, and so did she, and it's just a dare. It's a joke. And then I couldn't think of the school library in times of extreme stress anymore. So instead, I thought about the campsite where my family would go in the summer, but then there was a forest fire and the campsite was gone. Well, the whole park was gone. And I had to find a new sanctuary. But nowhere stayed peaceful. And then I ran out of places to imagine. And there were years of extreme stress. And in those years, I don't know what I did. They sort of felt like drowning very slowly. But then Joan and sun and breath. The year after I met Joan, I first learned about Svalbard. It's a Norwegian archipelago up in the Arctic Circle. And there are more polar bears than people, some say. Enough so that you're supposed to take a rifle outside of city limits just in case. And it's so far removed from most people, from most everything, that Svalbard was chosen as the safest location for a global seed vault. The global seed vault. It's built deep inside a mountain beneath the permafrost. And inside there are more than 1 million seed samples from almost every country in the world. That's the largest collection of agricultural biodiversity there is. It's a backup if we destroy the world beyond repair, so that everything that grows can grow again if we let it. When I first learned about it, something just fell into place. And then the next time Joan let out that very specific breath, and her eyes grew dark, and I began to feel the familiar downward. I imagined myself in the Svalbard Global Seed Vault, in the cool metallic quiet, with the lights set to whatever light is best for storing seeds for eternity, and the snow and the polar bears hundreds of feet above and around me, and all of us guarding the backup plan for mankind. And right in front of me, Joan was high volume yelling, intent to wound, yelling, but I felt peaceful. I will never actually go to Svalbard. It's too far. The flight's too expensive, and Joan likes warm weather places for vacation. And I love Joan. I love that she wakes up so excited for the day. She doesn't need coffee. That she hums a little in her sleep. Sometimes she'll make us pancakes at midnight for no reason at all. I love knowing those things about her, and knowing that she knows the same kinds of things about me. And besides, visitors can't go inside the seed vault. I'm sure they'd make an exception for someone important, but I will never go inside the seed vault. I know that. But I have this daydream that I go into sometimes. Not in times of extreme stress, in the other times. I'm in the seed vault, in the blue half darkness, and somehow I know the seeds are gonna be just fine without me for now. And I run up the concrete corridor that leads out of the mountain, and I open the enormous steel doors, and I have to blink back into seeing because it's so bright. It almost hurts, but it doesn't. It feels like waking up excited for the day. And I look around, and there is nothing but glaciers and fjords and brilliant skies. And I'm just seeing Svalbard. And it is everything I dreamed it would be. And I take a breath, and I step outside.